Hello beautiful, welcome to today's video. So I wanted to make a video over my big passion that I have had for a long time, and I actually wanted to show some of the products that I used to use and I first started with. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them, and I'm sure you would love to see this because I have a lot of oldies that are sometimes no longer available anymore and stuff like that, so I hope you like this video. Okay, so when I was in middle school, I used to love affordable makeup because that was the kind of makeup I could afford, right? So what I started with was usually e.l.f. There was one YouTuber that I loved so much and so dearly, and sadly, she doesn't make videos any longer. So, you know, I got a lot of my inspiration from her. I do miss her videos and stuff because she was the one that inspired me to love makeup and all of this great stuff. She was not very known on YouTube, but she was, you know, a southern girl, very fun, everything, and she was very true and stuff. I loved her so much. So I was introduced to a lot of things that she used to use, and obviously I wanted to hop on the bandwagon and try it out too. So I remember the first thing that I fell in love with was this e.l.f. eyeshadow, mineral eyeshadows. They don't sell these anymore. That's how long it's been. It's been so long since I've sold this, and this one's in the color Elegant. This color brings me back. It's the exact one that I purchased, the first one. I don't use it any longer because, you know, makeup gets bacteria, things like that, so I couldn't use this one. But this brings me back to the first stuff that I used to use so much when I was in middle school, even elementary school. I wasn't wearing makeup in elementary school, but still, I loved makeup. Okay, so the next thing that reminds me a lot of middle school and high school is this e.l.f. powder brush. God, I used at least 5 of these the whole time. Like, I love these so much, and I would love this with bronzer. Any bronzer, you name it, I would use it with this brush. This is just, bronzer has been my #1 product for years. I love bronzer so much. I use it every day. Well, when I wear makeup, I use it. And this brush just takes me back so much to those days. And there's another product. So I don't know if y'all remember, but Victoria's Secret used to have beauty. They used to have makeup and stuff, and I think they still do, but it's not as much as they used to. They used to have a full range. And I remember I used to love the Victoria's Secret angels and other cosmetics and how they presented themselves, very glowy and really pretty. So I used to watch those videos on YouTube to get some inspiration, of course. And the one products that I remember, like, I was like trying to find them and all this stuff. One of them's beaten up, but it still reminds me of that. And it's this. It looks so old, right? This one is in Golden Lights, and it's kind of an eye shimmer that you put on top of your eyelids and just give a little bit of sparkle to your eyeshadow. I didn't use it this much. It's just the color came off, and it's weird because I take care of all my makeup, but this one, the color came off. I loved it so much when I saw it on videos and stuff for Victoria's Secret, and obviously I had to run and go get it. The next one is one that I looked all over the place for as well, and this one's a Victoria's Secret lip gloss in Sublime. I still have it. I don't use it at all because it is older product and I don't want to get bacteria and all that stuff on my lips. But I still have it just to remember those days. You know, I have that whole cabinet here is my collection. And all of these things remind me of my passion and where it started. So that's why I'm so happy to have these things. And I don't get rid of them. I just keep them. It reminds me of so many great things that I used to love, you know. Another one that I used to love from Victoria's Secret was the Silk Eyeshadow and Sparkle, or no, the Silk Eyeshadow and Lose Control. And this eyeshadow is still great today. Anything in my collection always has to have some kind of bronze or browns. I love warm tones so much. I love them a lot. Obviously, I saw this in a tutorial as well for Victoria's Secret and I had to have it. It's just, I used to love Victoria's Secret makeup and I had a couple of things, but then they got older and I had to throw them away. Okay. So my first high-end palette, which I'm sure y'all all heard of this palette, when it was, you know, it just came out, it was such a big thing, and it was my first high-end thing. And every time I look at this palette, I just get so happy and yet still nostalgic just to know that it was my first high-end palette ever. And my mom actually gave me this one. So it's the Naked palette, and yes, it looks beaten up and stuff, but this has been in my collection for years and years, and it's still, I have some eyeshadows that are kind of dented and stuff, but this eyeshadow takes me back so much to how my passion started, you know, like this is so incredible just looking at this palette, and it's still a beautiful palette. I still love all the colors in it. They're my favorite. So the next product is one bronzer that I used all throughout high school. This thing is beaten up, but I loved it. And it's the Victoria's Secret Ultimate Glow Face Trio. And I remember they had a semi-annual sale and this was on sale for like super cheap. And I only purchased one, but you know what? It's okay. So the little lid is like coming off and everything. It's that well loved. And this was the bronzer. I love this so much and it reminds me so much of high school because I used to use it all the time. It was the only bronzer I used. It was such a beautiful, warm toned, everything. And it makes me so like emotional just going back to those days like doing my makeup and stuff. And this was one of those products that drove me crazy and I loved it so much. Okay, so I haven't mentioned it yet, but the first high-end bronzer I've ever purchased, this one, the packaging has changed and everything, but it's still an oldie but a goodie. And it is the Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. So when I first saw this at the, you know, what was it? I think it was Macy's. I fell in love with this bronzer so much. Like, I remember it was 30 bucks. I had to ask my mom if she could buy it for me. Of course she did. And this bronzer, it takes me back so much to, you know, my first high-end products that I ever purchased, and I still take care of them so much. I have the newer version of it now because this one is a bit old, but this one's in Bronze Goddess, and you can see I hit pan and everything because I would only use this on special occasions in high school and all that. Even though, you know, no, I didn't have special occasions then, but I would still use any excuse to use this bronzer. It's still one of my favorite bronzers ever, and it's the size of almost my face. It is such a great memory. I love this so much. So much. So another product that I'm sure you've seen everywhere at every like mall, they have a little center strip, or what is it called? They have a little stand, and it's Terra. So I remember me and my mom one day, we splurged and purchased a bunch of things from there. I wouldn't do it again ever because they are quite expensive for, you know, the products that they sell. And so this was like one of these eyeshadows I would take care of so much because I didn't want to ruin them. I didn't want anything. And I still have them. And this takes me back. It's a little bit wonky, like when you hold it, it's loose and stuff. But this also reminds me like of so many great memories, like with makeup. I mean, makeup is my true passion. You don't understand how much I absolutely love makeup. And all of these things just remind me of my passion all the time. And even though I do have a bigger collection, I appreciate all of my products. all of them, no matter if it's this e.l.f. brush, if it's the Naked palette, all the stuff. I appreciate it so much and I take care of them. I have worked for 95% of my palettes. I worked so many hours. I did anything to get, you know, new goodies in my collection, and I'm so proud of it. So, like, you have no idea. I'm so proud of all the things that I have purchased myself, all the things I tried out. Before YouTube, I purchased so many things, and some things worked out, some didn't, but this passion has been with me for so long, and I'm finally letting it out. And, you know, I'm coming here on YouTube and actually showing products and stuff. It's just mind-blowing to me that I never started way before, when I had all of these amazing things, and like, it's a long ride that I've had with cosmetics, and I would love to have a degree with cosmetics. That would be my absolute dream, but I still can't find what the job title is, how to get there, or anything. But it is my true passion. I loved it so much when I was little, and I still love it today so much. I don't wear it every day, but I appreciate beauty, I appreciate cosmetics, I appreciate all of it. So I hope this video was a little bit fun, just knowing my little background on why I love makeup so much, and it's my true passion. I've been wanting to do YouTube for 7 years, and I finally did it now. God knows why, so, you know, I'm gonna just continue with this journey. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have an incredible day, and until next time, I'll see you then. Bye!